First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rikah Kadash, and the bones to those great millstones while learned his truth. And also to those elect that is scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. And come back here today with another great and powerful lesson, the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So the title of today's lesson is The Grinders Cease Because They Are Few. So I like to say Shalom to all I listen and learn. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today's lesson, I have a quick news article here by Business Insider. And it reads, the full list of major U.S. companies slashing staff this year from Citigroup to Google. So we won't go into the article, the news article. I have videos to bring out more edification. But one thing about it, we're seeing that America, Babylon the Great, is slowly becoming a third world country. And one thing about it, a lot of people are still relaxing in their leads, not considering the signs of the times. So we're seeing that these major companies are laying off all across America, massive layoffs. You know, it's constantly accelerating, it's constantly picking up. We see in 2024, things are constantly accelerating, things are speeding up, prophecies are rolling, and a lot of people still are not considering, still are relaxing in their leads, in thy security. And one thing about it, we're seeing that with Google, they are doing a massive layoff. Also, Amazon are doing massive layoff. Even Nike footwear, they're doing a major layoff. Citigroup, Macy, and also Sports Illustrated, and many others. The list is going on and on. So we seeing that it's going to be a lot of unemployment, no jobs. You know what I'm saying? Hey, a lot of people, won't be able to feed their family, won't be able to get their medical supply, won't be able to do what the things they normally do to take care of themselves. And I did about it. We know that the Lord is going to break the staff of the bread. Your security, your support, your way of life is getting ready to change overnight. And one thing about it, a lot of people are getting ready to starve to death. Food shortage. It's also, we know that cannibalism is going to come into play. It's going to come upon a time of trouble that we have never seen before. So the grinders cease because they are few. These jobs, no jobs, So you want to even have finance. And one thing about it, we know that they are transitioning over to this, digital society. Also, we know that a grain of rice is going to play hand in hand. We're seeing that these prophecies are speaking loud and clear. Rumors of wars are all over the place. And a lot of people right here in our own backyard, they constantly laying off. People are becoming unemployed. People are having great desperation. A lot of people have uncertainties. And one thing about it, that we already know this is going to be a lot of civil unrest, civil war. Things are going to happen. Rioting. A lot of looting. Robbing, stealing, and killing and raping. So the body count is getting ready to be great. Order out of chaos. So we're seeing that these things are constantly happening. They bringing forth all these different calamities upon us because they won't bring forth that total control. You already know what that is, the NWO. So we seeing that these things happen. So they're laying off left and right, and a lot of things are not being spoke about. But the men of the Lord, we constantly warning you left and right. We're keeping not silent. We warn you of these opinion things. So right now, a lot of people right now are eating good right now. They still have finance. You still have a bank account right now. But all of a sudden, things, all of a sudden will happen. That's why we always got to be watching, being circumspect, redeem the time wisely. Because one thing about it, we seeing that these things are happening. 2024 is constantly picking up. Hey man, we seeing it happening right before our eyes. And hey, homeless is going to set in. People ain't going to have a place to stay. People won't be able to have eaten in several days. People won't even be able to bathe. Just think about that scenario. It's getting ready to happen. It's called Jacob's trouble, a time of trouble that we have never seen before. In the middle of the Lord, we are constantly warning you, left and right. But a lot of our people are still docile, are still sleeping. Still don't know what time that we're living in. Still thinking that, hey man, everything will be all right. Nothing is going back the same. All hell is getting ready to break loose, and we're constantly warning you. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is The Grinders Cease because they are few. So let's go to the book of, before we start today, let's get a quick precept. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 12. And we'll start up at verse 1. And it reads, it said, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So, in the day of your youth, when you're young and vigorous, that's really time to consider, knowing, the will of the Lord. And one thing about that, hey man, we come upon a time that we won't have no pleasure in them, So right now it's really time to seek the Lord, and a lot of our young people right now, they not even not remembering any damn thing. They not even remember who they are. They don't even know who their true power is. But one thing about it, they are going to consider when all these things go to happen all around, when the Lord is constantly breaking the staff of the bread. This place is getting ready to be a third world country. This place is getting ready to look like a war zone. And also the body count is getting ready to be great. So we seeing that, hey man, we coming upon some perilous time. So now, verse 2, it said, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Verse 3, he said, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. Verse 4, and it said, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. It said, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the birds, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So one thing about it is that, hey, man, we coming upon this time, man. It's going to be a time, you wake up in the morning, when you look out the window, you're seeing that, hey, man, we see the birds chirping, in the morning, and still, knowing there's no job, the outlook is dim, it's going to be very dark. And one thing about it, we coming upon that time, but a lot of our people right now are in the house of mirth. So we seeing that, hey, man, the grinding is getting ready to see. So let's go to the blue letter. And we're going to look up the word grinders. We're going to look that up right quick. Let's go to the blue letter right quick before we start today's video. School, y'all already got it pulled up. The blue letters, and we're going to go into the interstellar in a few minutes. Let's read it again. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3 said, let's read verse 3. Let's go down to verse, let's start up at, I'm at verse 3, Salaki. Jumping the gun. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3. It said, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. Hey man, the forecast looking very dim. You know what I'm saying? No job. You know what I'm saying? Hey, there is a sense of uncertainty, desperation. How am I going to do this? How am I going to afford this and that? How am I going to survive? You know what I'm saying? Hey, with a lot of things that get ready to come upon us, at a fast pace. That's why we got to trust and believe in the Lord. So now let's go into don't mean to be rambling. Let's go into this word grinders. Let's get the etymology of this right quick. Let's see what we have here. Let's go here to the etymology. Let's go here to, one moment. Let's go here to H2912. Let's open it up, see what grinders mean. Let's see here.
Strong's H2912. Tahan.
Let's see what we got here. So we see in the online biblical usage said to grind, to crush, but that ain't what we want. Let's go into the strong definition. Let's see what it says here. It says, grind meal, hence to be a concubine, that being their employment, grinder, employment. That's what we want. So we already know this going into what? Employment, going into what? Working, you know what I'm saying? Or going into someone as being a worker, You know what I'm saying? So we seeing it right here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. So that meaning that, hey, the grinders cease because they are few. What? The jobs are few. It's nothing, you know, hey, man, hey, everything is dim. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, hey, America has what? Gone out of business because of what? All the layoffs. You know what I'm saying? All this thing, you know what I'm saying? The sown place is getting ready to become unsown. So we'll get that in a minute. So that's, you know, basically what I wanted was unemployment. So we seeing that these jobs are constantly what? They're constantly what? Laying off slowly but surely. This place is getting ready to be a third world country. You know what I'm saying? No food. You know what I'm saying? No power grid, no internet. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, it's going to be a lawless time. We're seeing it happening right before our order out of chaos. Hey, man. Hey, man. But one thing about it, it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. And one thing about it, if they shall seek me early, but they what? They shall not find him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we constantly warn them left and right, but we here. Let's go here to 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22, just random scriptures. 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. Let's go here right quick. And it said, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Let's read this again. 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So one thing about it, so we already knowing that, you know, they already been having disruption at these ports, you know, where all our merchandise has come in across, you know, different parts of the world. And also we know the supply chain line is constantly breaking down. We seeing that a lot of these department stores, these retail stores are what? Constantly laying out, and some of them are closing. A lot of store closing. And so we seeing that, hey, man, these things are getting ready to happen. So, you know, all of a sudden, you know, so a lot of people still are not watching, you know, still are not being circumspect. We seeing that these things are happening at a fast pace, and also they're going to constantly what? Accelerate. They're going to increase. And one thing about it, hey, man, we constantly warn you. So when you haven't eaten in a couple of days, or you can't get your medical supplies, so we already know a lot of people are getting ready to be taken. So now let's go to today's video. And that video, we will start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
Breaking news. Massive layoffs are accelerating across the U.S. Macy's will be closing 5 more stores. Google has laid off over 1,000 employees, and the current CEO just told the remaining workforce to expect more job cuts. Sports Illustrated has laid off most of its entire staff. Amazon is cutting over 600 jobs. The U.S. job market is currently contending with a number of challenges, including economic uncertainty and artificial intelligence. If you are considering quitting your job, recruiting departments all over the U.S. are highly advising you to reconsider. Right now, there are many hiring freezes, many layoffs in every field. I love you guys. Have a great day.
Y'all know the sad part about what's happening right now? All of the major businesses are laying off their employees by the thousands. Google and Amazon and everybody, right? But they're keeping it out of the news. If you think about all the people who have quietly laid people off, that's about 500,000 people laid off so far since November. And the news ain't said a word. See, what they doing is they trying to do it where everybody jobless and the news ain't gonna say a word. The news gonna keep you focused on Ukraine. The news gonna keep you focused on Donald Trump. The news gonna keep you focused on elections and fraud. And you gotta remember, they being paid. They being paid. Slowly but surely, the United States is turned into a jobless third world country, and nobody noticing.
So we'll start today's lesson. So we seeing it, we coming upon, hey, man, hey, it's coming, it's coming, fast approach. So, hey, man, all the warning signs are here. Let's start off in 2 Ezra chapter 16. That's where I want to start up at. 2 Ezra chapter 16, we'll start up at verse, one moment, just a quick lesson through the Spirit. 2 Ezra chapter 16, and we'll start up at verse 18. the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? So that's what we're approaching right now. You know, we already know we're at the beginning of sorrow. We at the birth pain. We seeing what plagues on every side. They're not slacking down for a moment. And one thing about it is going to get worse and worse. Right before what? The great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Amen. We seeing that we're here, man. Famine of the words also is approaching. Amen. We seeing. We're here, man. Time to seek the Lord right now. Verse 19 said, behold, famine, plagues, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. So we seeing it right now. You know, it's time to do what? Hey, examine yourself. You know, it's time, you know what I'm saying, amend your way. Because one thing about it, hey, man, it's fast approaching. It's right in our face. Verse 20 said, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourge. So a lot of our people are not mindful of the scourge. You know, they still, hey, man, going on, you know, watching the game, doing whatever they want to do, that do thy will spirit. But one thing about it, they're in for a rude awakening. They get ready to be stopped in their tracks. And one thing about it, hey, man, hey, a lot of people going to be bugged out of their mind. Verse 21 said, behold, victims shall be good. Be so good and cheap upon the earth that they should think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So we're seeing that right now. That confusion also goes into what? Disorder. You know what I'm saying? Strive and envy. So a lot of these things are getting ready to happen. Things are constantly picking up. So right now, people still eating good. You know, victims, you know, are good and cheap right now, you know. But that hyperinflation is going to pick up. We know we're coming upon a great economic collapse. You know, the end of the dollar, it's the end of America. A lot of things get ready to happen. So your dollars get ready to be obsolete. A lot of people say, I have this, I have that. I'm a doomsday prepper. I have a lot of stuff stocked up. But one thing about it, if the Lord is not dealing with you, you are going to die. We constantly warn you left and right. Hey, it is here, it is at the door. Verse 22, it said, for many of them that dwells upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So one thing about it, hey man, we seeing that, hey man, a lot of people might escape a lot of different things, but one thing about it, you're not going to escape those IBCM missiles. If you slide it, if you're part of, if that's your lot, you're part of the 2/3, you're going to die. You might escape this, might escape that, or whatever. But hey man, I think I'm gonna make it now. And one thing about it, if the Lord is not on your side, you know what I'm saying? One thing about it, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of the time. And we seeing that we coming upon that sword also goes into judgment. So judgment is now at hand. All these rebellious children are getting ready to be purged out, which in fact are the 2/3. They get ready to be cut off and die on this side. So we seeing little by little, we seeing that America is constantly decaying. We seeing it's constantly collapsing all around our infrastructure. We seeing the economy. You know, we seeing that the supply chain line constantly, little by little, constantly slowing down. It's getting ready to be third world country. You know, a lot of people gonna be fighting over a piece of bread. You know what I'm saying? Fight over whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lawless time, and we constantly warn you. So now let's go here. One moment. Let's go here to Ezekiel chapter 5. Let's go here. Ezekiel. One moment. Ezekiel chapter 5. And we'll start up at Ezekiel chapter 5 and verse 15. Ezekiel chapter 5 and verse 15. And it reads, says, so it shall be a reproach and a taunt and an instruction and an astonishment or a surprise unto the nation that are round about thee, when I shall execute judgment in thee in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes. I, the Lord, have spoken it. Verse 16 said, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and I will break the staff of bread. So the Lord, you know, he's going to cause all these things to come upon you. The Lord is visiting the earth that he created. The Lord is in total control. So your way of life, your support, your necessity, you know, thing that you right now you are trusting in. And one thing about it, you know, you're not considering right now. But when you hadn't eaten in 7 days, or you don't have this, you don't have that. And one thing about it, a lack of bread, you know, one thing about it, a lot of people are going to be mindless. A lot of, they're not going to have faith. And one thing about it is that, when Jacob trouble start, a lot of people get ready to get their mind right. Hey, man, we cannot wait. So the Lord's going to bring this. He's going to increase the famine. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people going to starve to death. You know what I'm saying? Cannibalism is get ready to come into play. A lot of people going to go in those FEMA camp, you know what I'm saying, and be put to death. A lot of things happen. A lot of people going to take that that RFD microchip, which in fact is the MOTB, that grain of rice. Hey, man, it's coming upon us, man. Verse 17 says, so will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord, has spoken it. Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, say, hey, man, a lot of things to get ready to come upon us at a fast pace. Hey, people ain't gonna be saying, man, why is all this happening? Hey, man, a lot of people trust in what? Oppression. They love the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? They hate the good. You know what I'm saying? They hate him that rebukes at the gate and speak uprightly. The men of the Lord, we constantly want, but hey, you can't see it right now. So a lot of people right now, they have a sense of they're in what you call a la dream world right now. But one thing about it, they're getting ready to wake up. The 2/3 are sleeping, but they getting ready to wake up very quickly. Hey, like somebody, hey, wake up, man, wake up. They're going to wake up very soon. So we seeing that these layoffs, they're constantly increasing. No job, no employment. One thing about it, you won't be able to take care of your home. A lot of people going to lose their home. A lot of people going to lose their vehicles. A lot of people going to lose their entire family. And a lot of people going to lose their their life. And one thing about it, hey, man, the Lord is getting ready to bring forth judgment. So now, let's go to our last and final script. You know what I'm saying? Let's go here. Let's see. Let's get one more. Let's go here to second area. There's something about second area. It's just the Lord just keep letting me go here. Second area, chapter 5 and verse 1. It said, nevertheless, as the tokens are the signs of the time are the prophecy, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. So one thing about it, so we knowing that a lot of people gonna be taken in a great number when this time comes. Poverty gonna set in, homelessness. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, hey, just like I say, it's gonna starve to death once again. Food shortage, water shortage. A lot of things are coming. Left and right. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is breaking the staff of the bread little by little. The evils are growing all around us, and also the land shall be barren of faith. So famine of the word is coming very soon. We're at the end of this testimony. So right now it's the opportunity now, to seek the Lord. Because hey, man, you're not going to have pleasures in these times that's getting ready to come. But all the joy, all the laughter is getting ready to be turned into mourning. And one thing about the elect, we're in the house of mourning. But one thing about it, we're going to be in the house of joy very soon. That is the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. Hey, man, we are so very close. We're very excited. Rejoice ye heaven. So now let's go to our last and final script. Let's go here to Isaiah chapter 65. We close out here. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit. Isaiah chapter 65, and we'll start up at verse 11. Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 11. And it reads, but ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mount, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Verse 12, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Verse 13, therefore thus said the Lord power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Verse 14, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So one thing about it, we coming upon this time. So the grinding is ceasing. No job. No your livelihood is getting ready to change. You know what I'm saying? Right before your eyes. But a lot of people, trust in their possession. A lot of people love money. But one thing about it will not save you in a time of trouble. The only one will save you in time of trouble if you're part of the elect is Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So we knowing that we coming upon this time, And one thing about it, put your total trust in Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Lean not on your own understanding. We got to trust and believe in Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahweh Shai. He already told you. His servants shall eat. Who is that? That is the elect, the true believers of Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahweh Shai. That's the house of David. And one thing about it, hey, man, the Lord is getting ready to show up. You know what I'm saying? He will provide for us. The Lord will sustain it. Also, the Lord is getting ready to come to deliver us with great glory and great power. Our salvation, it is at the door. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is The Grinders Cease Because They Are Few. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rekakadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.